My name is Nicoleta Grecia, and today I am in front of you as the voice of people who cannot speak for themselves. I am being the voice of many families that are on the verge of hunger and misery. I'm here on behalf of millions of children that go to bed without anything in their belly, or parents that eat a small snack once a day to be able to make it through. But most importantly, I'm here to raise my voice against the violation of the rights of millions of innocent people. As many of you have been maybe heard in the news, Venezuela has been experiences a humanitarian and economic crisis unprecedented in modern history. People living in Venezuela are like in a dark tunnel where there is not hope to get out of. The government has been robbing all the money that belongs to the people. Every day they become richer and fatter while Venezuelan people get poorer and skinnier. People in Venezuela work every day for a monthly salary of $5 to $7. Then they go to the store and just one chicken is $3. How can they survive? How would you feel if you had to live in this situation? Not being able to find the basic care products, not having access to proper doctor's care or medicine to cure your disease. How would you feel having to face poverty, misery, hunger, and pain every day? I have seen this suffering closely. In fact, I have lived in Venezuela for more than 11 years. I know very closely its people, their customs, and their problems. This is the reason why it is impossible for me to remain indifferent to this situation. Now, let me explain in more detail the crisis that Venezuela is experiencing. Venezuela is going through this crisis due to a corrupt government and mistaken form of politics that have been in power for 20 years. First, under the presidency of Hugo Chavez and currently under Nicolas Maduro, the entire country has been ruined and brought to misery due to corruption, injustice, and mismanagement of the great wealth of the country. Since Hugo Chavez's death in 2013, the course of politics in Venezuela has been degraded and become more chaotic. The elections have been fraudulent, depriving Venezuelan people the right to choose their president. The constitution is not respected, and the governed it's actually a small group of powerful people who is taking benefits from this. For years, the government has been expropriating all the prosperous companies in the country. In other words, they have been stealing property from their owners in order to have absolute control over all production. This has obligated a large amount of companies to close their bases in Venezuela, leaving millions of people without work and an entire country without basic production. As a consequence, the poverty has increased dramatically. According to the statistic that the prestigious Catholic University Andres Bello has made and have been published by the newspaper El País, when talking about income, 96% of the Venezuelan population is poor. In addition, 79 are in extreme poverty, which means that the income received is insufficient for food. Inflation, it's another terrible factor that affects the population. Inflation means that tomorrow it is possible that the money you pay to buy your house will only be used to buy 1 pound of tomatoes or package of tissues. According to the German journal DW Made for Minds, hyperinflation in Venezuela in 2019 was 7,400%. It's impressive, right? In addition to poverty, crime has always been a serious problem in this country, but in recent years there has been terrible increase in violence. In fact, the USA Overseas Security Advisory Council presents in its official website that, as in years past, Venezuela remains one of the deadliest and most violent countries in the world in 2018, and warns American citizens that traveling to Venezuela represents a serious risk to their lives. Venezuela is in a dramatic situation that I have just explained superficially. Its people are just surviving, not living. As the president of Septimo Foundation based in Puerto Ordaz, I decided to act. 3 years ago, a humanitarian project was thought for families who cannot support themselves in the midst of serious crisis. So I created a team in Puerto Ordaz City who is in charge of identifying families and their most urgent needs. Soon the project Hope for Venezuela became a reality. I presented the project to many friends in different parts of the world, such as England, Spain, Italy, Germany, and Canada. Many of them agreed to help. With a minimum of $10 as a donation, more than 100 families has been receiving an extra income every month, making their lives easier. The project have been growing every day and the help needed never ends. We have encountered many difficult situations, such as sick people in terminal states that could not find treatments, a woman with breast cancer in the most advanced state because she did not have proper care, malnourished children, mothers in depression and poverty that can hardly be described. So, today, I have told to you about the problems that Venezuela is facing, but I'm also presenting you a solution, one that you can be part of, with a minimum contribution of $10 per month. You can save a person. What means $10 for you? Maybe an ice cream or the price of 2 coffees. If you could save someone's life just by giving up 2 coffees, would you hesitate to do so? I know it may be impossible for us to make a difference in the entire country. However, we can start by changing the reality of some families and make their journey easier. People in Venezuela wish for a little ray of light in the darkness of the tunnel they are stuck in. It is a great thing to be able to bring light in the dark. Helping others must be part of our human nature. I hope everyone can open their hearts and be generous, because as Schindler said, however save one life, save the whole world. Thank you so much.